Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far and welcome to this year's Beauty Awards. This is something I made up last year, I believe. I made up some categories, I gave out some pretend awards, and we all just had a bit of fun, and none of it really counted for anything much, but you know, fun is important. So I thought we would redo this video this year because it's just a little bit of, you know, funsies, and I'd love you guys to vote down below. Pause now, I'll have my categories up here, you can join in, tell me your winners, and let's see how many we got the same. What a fun game. So the first category in my pretend awards that nobody cares about is Best Newcomer. Now, this is going to be one that is did I cheat though? I don't think I did. I slightly might have cheated. Okay, but I don't think I did. You decide. My best newcomer is Bite Beauty. Now, you might be thinking, wait, I should have paused for applause. Bite Beauty. I know they're not a new brand this year, I don't think. I don't actually know when they came out because until this year, I had no interest in them because they were not available here. But here's where I'm saying bear with me because they arrived in the UK this year. They were the newcomer for the UK of this year because Boots suddenly got their act together and are now stocking brands willy-nilly about the place, and we're here for it. But Bite Beauty for me came in and smashed it, suddenly became out of nowhere one of my all-time favourite mascaras. I know their base products are really good. I need to try more, but for me this was one that just came into the UK market, and it's like they've always been here. So congratulations, Bite Beauty. Now my next category, and I might have given you a slight little cluesies there as who the winner of this one might be. My next category is Most Improved, and this was an easy one for me. The winner is Boots. I remember to pause for applause. Now, Boots are absolutely coming for our necks. Now, if you're not in the UK, you might not, I don't know where Boots is and isn't, but here in the UK, it was a pharmacy, and then they do a little sandwich section randomly. So they mainly did, maybe 5 or more years ago, they had a few counters like Chanel, Estee Lauder, and that was about it. Benefit. And then there was a lot of toiletries, hair stuff, and they also had a whole pharmacy and again another random section of photography for some reason that nobody knows. But in the past year or so, they have been adding and adding and adding brands to their makeup offering, and they are absolutely smashing it. I don't know why no one has noticed that we don't have a Sephora here. I would flipping love to be able to do a Sephora haul where I need new makeup, I want to buy new makeup, and I buy a load of it from the same place. Wouldn't that be nice? Here in the UK, can't really do that because nowhere offers all of the brands that we want in one place. It's really annoying. So you have to get 3 items from Selfridges, 2 from Cult Beauty, something else from Beauty Bay, maybe something else from ASOS. Maybe then you're going to have to order direct from the brand's website and wait for 74 different packages to arrive and pay shipping on all of those packages. Oh, I'm so sorry, I seem to have slightly forgotten what we're doing. Beauty Awards. But Boots really has finally recognised that we need that in the UK. We want to shop from one place. It gives me serious headaches. I can't stand it. It's happening again. Oh, it's going to be okay. Over the past year or so, Boots have just added brand after brand after brand. They started with, I can't remember what they started with, to be fair. Fenty, I think, were the first, where I was like, hang on, what's Boots up to? Ooh, sneaky. Then they added Charlotte Tilbury and Huda Beauty and Bite Beauty, brands that were not available anywhere else in the UK were rocking up at Boots. Kylie Cosmetics. I was just like, something's happening here and I like it. They also started offering a return service on foundation during the pandemic because you couldn't match in store. You were allowed to return your foundation if you got the wrong shade, the first time this has happened in the UK. Very exciting. They're doing great things. You can pick up your order in store for free. I'm loving it. The next thing they need to do is speeding up their delivery. That's just my little bit of advice, but I'm loving what you're doing. Next category is Collection of the Year. Now this could have gone in several different directions, but the direction that I went in was Pat McGrath's Divine Blush collection. I just couldn't look past it. This was the most anticipated launch that I can think of this year. We have been begging on our knees for blush from Pat McGrath for years, for literal years. And we felt like it was falling on deaf ears. This is like a poem. And we felt like she just didn't want to give us blush. She wasn't going to go there. But not only did she give us blush, did she give us blush coming out our ears for every skin tone in different finishes, a whole range and shebang from the fairest skin to the deepest skin. You had a shade for you. There was also a highlight there, don't forget, a very nice highlight. And there was also a quad, an eyeshadow quad in that collection, the Venus and Fleurs, that I love. So that whole collection for me was exciting. It delivered. It probably didn't deliver very quickly, but it did deliver what it promised to, and it was exciting. It gave us joy, and we loved it. We lived for it. And that was, when I look back at all of the full collections this year, that's the one that I feel like it was exciting. It lived up to the excitement, at least it did for me, and the longevity is there because I still love all of those products at the end of the year. So tick, tick, tick. Next up, we have one to watch, and this for me was tricky. There's so many brands. I thought about giving this to Vive from Jamie Genevieve's brand. I thought about giving this to many different brands, to be honest, but the one that I've gone for is Hindash. Now, one of my favourite makeup artists of all time, a phenomenally talented makeup artist. Hindash launched his brand this year, and he started off, I think his first product was the palette that is like an eyeshadow slash cheek palette all in one, lots of different options in there, and then followed up with a liner. Both products were highly successful, lots of fans. For me, I just know he's got stuff going on. I feel like next year is gonna be Hindash's year. I just know there's going to be some phenomenal products coming out of that brand, and I feel like he's so creative and innovative, and he is just very inspiring, and I just know he's going to be coming out with things we haven't really got anything like it, we haven't seen before. He's already done that, and I think he's going to keep doing it, and I'm excited to see what happens next. Next up, different to collection of the year, this is launch of the year. So this isn't necessarily about the product, this is about the launch. So the sneak peeks, the information, the process of ordering, the checkout, the experience, how smooth was it, how great was it, etc. Do you see what I mean? This is more about the customer experience as opposed to the product itself. So this one I have awarded to Lisa Eldridge's foundation launch. This for me, I forgot to pause for applause again. This for me was just smooth as silk. This was a phenomenal launch. Very, very clever in lots of different ways. I love that she had her blister packs with the previous launch. That was so smart because she was able to kind of gauge shades and numbers by who was selecting which blister pack. She was probably going to be able to give herself a bit of an idea as to what the most popular shades, or at least shade ranges, were. We were all able to get for free if we ordered something else, at least, or for £2, which, you know, not a lot of dollars. We were able to match ourselves and get used to the foundation and actually decide, does this work for me? Can I find my right shade? Do I actually want to purchase this? That is a luxury very, very rarely, if ever, that has been afforded before. I think that was so generous, so clever, and just so impressive. The fact that she launched with so many shades and so many undertones, with such an inclusive campaign, all of the models and their ages, their ethnicities, their skin tones, it was just chef's kiss for me. But the actual launch itself was so smooth, so seamless. No shades sold out like instantly within an hour. Nothing terrible happened. It was all an absolute dream. Everything turned up beautifully, very, very quickly. For me, it really stood out in my head as a launch that I actually really enjoyed. really enjoyed supporting and thought that the brand smashed it out of the park. Their customer service, if you don't know, are phenomenal. If you have a problem, if you make a mistake with your order, if you need help with something, if something goes wrong, they are just on it. Lisa's replying to every single comment on her Instagram. I think they're amazing, and that launch was very impressive. The next category is Collab of the Year, and the winner of this one, again a pretty easy one for me, the winner is Sydney Grace by Temptalia. I thought this was so wonderful to see. Temptalia is, I've followed Christine's blog for years, and I have relied so heavily on that when I make my purchasing decisions, when I'm trying to find lipsticks, when I'm trying to find blushes. I go straight there every time without fail. When she reviews anything, she's my go-to. I think she's phenomenal. That blog is just absolutely unbelievable, and she has been doing this for so long, better and bigger and more than anybody else in the blog realm. I think it's just, I don't know what I would do without it. I don't know where I would get my information. So I was so excited to see her collabing with a brand that she loves, a brand that she has really supported and enjoyed their products over the year, and one that we really love as well. But everything about this collab just gave me joy, from, you know, having Christine's beloved dog Melon on the packaging, to the fact that she did a light and deep version of all three of these eyeshadow palettes. Is like, who else is doing that? Nobody else does that. That was impressive. To the fact that these eyeshadows are just buttery, creamy mattes, the most stunning shimmers. I mean, we know what Sydney Grace's formulas are like, absolutely gorgeous. I just think this was like no other collection as far as eyeshadow that I've seen before. It just had something different, something exciting, something really touching and personal, with a lot of love and heart into it. And Christine, I mean, I know I was kind of following the journey of this as she picked shades and went back and forth. She put her whole heart, soul and life into these palettes, and that is just wonderful to see. So that was my collab of the year. Next up, a highly anticipated category by all three of us, and this is product of the year. This was flipping tricky, okay? This could have gone in one of like 100 directions. It's very hard to compare like foundations to eyeshadows to lipsticks to blushes, to pick one product. But the one that I kept coming back to, for reasons I spoke about earlier, is Lisa Eldridge's foundation. This, for me, she just smashed it out of the park. It's such an amazing product. I love this foundation. I love everything about it. I think she absolutely smashed it. She obviously smashed the shade range, the whole launch of it. I love the packaging. I think everything about it kind of offers me something I don't already have, and it really stands out because it kind of went straight into like my holy grails pile, or onto my holy grail list. And there's a few products this year that made it onto that list, but this one just like smashed its way straight through. And the fact that the shade range made it so inclusive, so many people could find their shade, really just kind of boosts it and gives it some extra points. I know it doesn't work for absolutely everybody on the planet. I just think it's almost, I mean, it's got to be impossible really for a foundation to do that. Our skin types are so different. Our preferences are so different to what finish, to what coverage we want. But I think this is probably as close as it gets to perfection for most of us when it comes to a foundation. I think so many of us found our perfect undertone, our perfect shade for the first time, and a foundation that we really love and feel confident using. And I think, again, Lisa is somebody who puts everything, heart, soul, life, existence, time into her products. So I think it really paid off, and I am head over heels for that foundation, and I think for me it's the product of the year. And next up we have the most underrated category. This is a tricky one. Again, I kind of crossed out my winner and replaced it with a new one a few times. The one that I decided on, the brand that I landed on for the most underrated brand of the year is Nars. Now this may surprise some people because it's obviously not an unheard of brand or a brand we don't know of, but there are products from NARS that I feel like are so good that nobody talks about, or I feel like there are products that just kind of get slept on from the brand and they're just not known for. The number one thing that I want to talk about here is their eyeshadows. NARS's eyeshadows are amazing. They're fantastic. They had one of the best palettes of the year for me with their Climax palette. That I absolutely loved that palette. I loved the color story. I loved the formulas, the payoff, the performance of that palette is like, and just everything about it I thought was phenomenal. But it really was like, even everyone who loved it, I felt like we were all surprised that we loved it. We were like, oh, I didn't think it was going to be this good. I didn't expect to like that. And I think that's kind of how NARS is a lot of the time. I think it's a bit underrated. I think we've kind of forgotten them. They've got a bit lost and they're just finding their way again. And I think we're going to see even more from NARS in 2022. That we already know their blushes are like up there, some of my favorites, lots of people's favorites. Their blush palettes are very popular, but their lip products, their base products and their eye products, underrated in my opinion. And now for the final most treasured category. Every brand wants to be the winner of this category, even though they've no idea this video exists, but if they did, I'm sure they'd want to win. And this is the brand of the year. Who's it gonna be? Last year's winner was Charlotte Tilbury, but she's been knocked off her perch slightly for another fabulous, glorious woman. You may have already guessed it. It's Lisa Eldridge. I mean, how could I have given it to anyone else? This was the year of Lisa Eldridge for me. I've just been all about them all year. Previously, you know, Lisa, she gave us lipsticks and she gave us some of the best lipsticks we'd ever put on our lips in our lives. Some people even put them on their cheeks. But that was kind of where the brand sat. They were a lipstick brand. This year, she's exploded out the gate. She's kicked off with blushes, with highlight, lip liners, more gloss and lipstick. She's still giving us all the lip products we could ever want and the most incredible foundation. She has now entered the complexion arena, and what an entrance she made. Really just couldn't look past Lisa Eldridge this year. I feel like not only as far as the products that she's putting out, but the customer service, the communication, her website, the way she launches her products. You know, there's none of this sort of 6 weeks of leaks and sneak peeks. I love the way that she conducts herself. I love that we get, you know, here's the products, a week later they're launched, we get them in a reasonable time frame, any issues are instantly resolved. I think everything is reasonably priced for what you get. I think it's really has become like my absolute go-to favorite, most trusted brand, and I'm so excited because I just know that 2022, there's going to be more. I'm 100% sure a concealer is coming. I know it. I'm sure of it. I'm sure there's going to be a primer, and there must be bronzers. We've got highlight and blush. There's got to be bronzers, right? So there you have it. Can't look past Lisa Eldridge, brand of the year for me. So how many did you get right? Did you get any? Were any of ours the same? What do you think about my choices? Do you agree? Do you disagree? That's actually allowed. You are allowed to disagree here. You obviously will be blocked and deleted, but only joking. You won't be, probably not. What do you think? I'd love to hear your winners in the comments section down below. I hope you enjoyed this year's beauty awards, and I would love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye 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 bye.